Hi, I'm Tom, and this is a Diabotical match review. Today we're looking at the grand final of the North American December Duel Test Tournament Series, Vedmedik versus Zorakwar. I love watching these guys match up. Vedmedik is really like an aggressive mechanical player. He has phenomenal movement, which he's able to leverage to get himself into some really good situations. He's at his best when he's confident and flying around the map and hitting shots. Versus Zorakwar, known as an incredibly cerebral player. You know, he has a massive brain. He's always calculating how long it takes him to get from point A to B and how that relates to the timing of the items and, you know, just how much he can get away with. And he makes very, very clever and very well-informed attacks that make sure that he maintains an advantage after a frag or catches his opponent at the worst time. He's absolutely delightful to watch. And I'm keen to see how these styles clash. This was a hotly anticipated game. We're going into map 1 Perilous. Zorak has gotten the bad spawn. We're probably going to see Ved come through from red here in pressure. And, yeah, this is a sad time right now. Zorak, I actually think he's quite safe here. Once you're through this teleporter, you know, you can kind of look for hitting this shot. Really good damage. Really, really good damage. And that is why it's important to get the rocket off of that spawn so that you're not just completely stuck sitting around. And Zorak actually goes aggressive, puts the pressure onto Ved as he tries to rotate towards that red. Again, it's a nice idea to just make sure you're not, you know, rolling over and giving everything away. As long as you stay alive, you have a yellow armor to fall back on. HP is still a bit of a problem. Zorak's done a good job of anticipating Ved here. What doesn't Ved have? He's missing the pincer, so of course he's going to come this way. Ved expects to drop down to the HP. Really, really good read onto what Zorak needs. Interesting to commit so hard to the plasma there. I know Ved does hit some really nice plasma, but he maybe could have gotten away with more with a rocket launcher there. Zorak, red armor's coming up and he's actually playing towards this blue, and this is interesting. I'm guessing he knows that Ved has only just had time to get to Mega, so maybe he's going to get Mega and then drop down and try and come in through blue, and Zorak's going to try and cut him off, but I don't know if he has the stack to do that. Again, Ved dropping down with plasma, well, that's a bit of free damage for Zorak, and Zorak rotates faster back onto this red. So that's played out beautifully for Zorak. And right now, with nothing on the map, this is a great time for Zorak to hit some damage, and disaster for Vedmedik, caught in such a random spot there. You definitely never want to get caught out there. So Zorak takes an early lead off of a really, really bad start, and this is just so impressive right now. Ved looking for a little bit of spam. He's going to fall away and get himself a pincer. Zorak should be looking good to get both red and Mega, but misses his movement over to red. It's going to give Ved some time to surely have a presence around this Mega. Ved actually just plays quiet. He's got himself a yellow armor. He wants to hold on to it. And he's thinking about making a play at this next red. I guess the scary thing is, because there's so much time now between red and Mega, if Zorak gets a clean red here, like if Ved took damage at that Mega, then this would be a clean red for Zorak, and then the next Mega would snowball even more in Zorak's favor. So Ved holds on to what he has, and he's set up first at this red. Zorak pushing in, and Ved actually, he moonwalks out of there pretty confidently. Red's going to be coming up. Ved may have double backed, but it seems unlikely. Ved playing very, very passive here, just loving his yellow armors, and he's got a really nice stack to play with because he's just been so cautious and so passive. It's just when he's actually going to decide to use it. Zorak pushes here. I like this idea. If you get a good entrance through the teleporter, he goes for the aerial LG, which I think is a little bit awkward. Ved might actually hit this air rocket, and he does. Mega's coming. Zorak is going to be pretty much forced to give it up following that. He could stay around and risk the damage, but again, it's one of those situations where if it goes badly, you're going to give up that red as well. Gets caught. Awkward movement there, I think, from Zorak. It lets him take a lot of damage, maybe not expecting Ved to be at that blue armor so quickly, and now Ved's going to get himself full control. So that patience from Ved really pays off in a huge way. Red armor's going to be up. Zorak just playing a nice defensive position, catches Ved in the perfect way. Good trade of damage from Ved. Ved definitely looking to pick this frag up. Zorak decides to stay and fight and try and deny the blue armor, and I don't know how much that would necessarily do for him. You know, it would put Ved on 180-50 rather than 180-100. I don't know if that's worth sitting and dying for, but I guess he was dead anyway. I don't know. I'm always interested when Zorak makes a commitment like that, because there's always a reason why. It's like, what goes on inside that head? But anyway, Zorak respawns onto the red, which means he actually has a decent armor stack. Especially now with that blue. Beautiful pincer shots coming out here, and Vedmedik really starting to ramp up the damage. Huge. And again, like, you can see Ved's movement's pretty clean. He bonks a little bit there, which costs him potentially actually getting that frag. But the way he moves around here, like, this is so fast. huge damage. Surely a frag. You can chase this one down. And actually not chasing it down. That's really disappointing to see. 100, I think you can afford to go through that teleporter pretty much every single time. The risk is your opponent respawns onto that red, but I reckon to get the lead, it's worth Ved just hammering that home. But anyway, Ved is playing safe. I don't know if this is the strongest form of... I don't know if safe Vedmedik's the strongest form of Vedmedik, but Vedmedik is playing safe. Mega's going to be coming. He's being very, very cautious of this rocket spam from above. Takes a not particularly nice rocket, and it does enough to scare Zorak away. Zorak playing off of this yellow. He has armor, but he doesn't have push in and win this red armor. He has get pushed away from this red armor. Actually coming back in... Awkward movement into that pipe. That was unexpected. That was really unexpected. I love that Zorak realized that he had time to get through that teleporter, and that if he got through the teleporter, he would basically get red. Like his exit from that teleporter could not have gone worse, and he still got red. So in the best case scenario, he cleans that red up with his eyes closed. And that is a Zorakwar commitment. That is realizing how long it takes to get from A to B, that he can get there before his opponent, how his opponent's going to be moving, which direction his opponent's going to be looking in. It's a very Rafa-like play. Ved, oh, he's gone so passive. Completely leaving this red up. He's scared about getting pushed right now, and that's interesting, because on this map, I think you generally don't push for a frag on your opponent when that red is sitting up, because even if you get the frag, if you had to move away from the red to get it, your opponent's just going to respawn onto that red. So a bit of a weird decision there from Ved. Maybe something I'm missing, maybe a sound cue I'm missing here, because I am still just watching like pre-recorded VODs of games. Oh, beautiful rockets. Oh, that's disgusting. Zorak found a pretty decent time to push, but the rockets are too strong for Ved. Huge commitment here. Both players are confident. Zorak, awkward jump. That looked like, you know, when you mash the jump button by mistake, because like lots of Quake players have jump on the right mouse button, and you know, you're in a fight, you're clutching your mouse really tightly, and you just bump the button by mistake and jump and get absolutely farmed by someone's OG. Or shaft. Sorry, too good. And now Zorak is really badly out of control, and he is going to just be basically trying to hide out the next few seconds. Awkwardly caught here. I like Zorak's exits through this teleporter as well. He doesn't quite get away there, but he has a pretty good run of it, and he seems to have worked out that that teleporter is actually a really, really good escape route. Even though it feels quite exposed, if you zip through, there is a decent chance that you can get away. Alright, we're pretty sure Zorak didn't have time to get pincer, so that's good. Ved can be a little bit less cautious with how he flies around some of these corners, and yeah, just looking for this opening damage. Again, good awareness to know what gun Zorak might be going for. Beautiful self-damage. Textbook in control play to make sure you're collecting that yellow armor. Of course, you can't collect a yellow armor if your armor is above 175, so you just have to give yourself a little love tap there. Again though, right, you can see how effective these players are, that even when they're out of control, they're still actually getting items. And part of that is, you know, the way they play just commands respect from their opponent. And part of it is they just know where to be at the right time, you know. Zorak knows when these items sync up. Sure, he can commit to the red and be pretty sure, based on what's been happening on the map, if Ved will be there or not. Oh, Ved falls all the way down. Zorak can potentially take advantage of this. Comes out with the shaft, doesn't make much damage, in a slightly awkward position, and yeah, walks himself into a corner, which is just asking for that rocket boop on the head. No rockets here for Ved. He might regret not picking those up. I guess there are the 5 there. Zorak comes in and commits to the fight on the red. I think he's just going to take too much damage here. Sneaks away with his life. And again, this is something really characteristic of Zorak, right? He will commit to these situations to pick up an item and leave because he's done the sums and he's worked out that he can survive. Even if it's on like 50 HP, as long as he isn't like dead to one pincer, he can get out and then he can do something like this where he continues to play very well and wins the next mega. And suddenly, what feels like a fight Zorak could never have won turns into him putting you very, very clearly on the back foot, right? Zorak, not particularly healthy himself. He should be picking up this yellow, and you know, that it's not a confident place to be. Ved can definitely try and block him out from this room. Even though Zorak has more stack, it's not a huge stack. Like, a good first rocket would be big, but Ved again going passive. He's going to try and split these items off. Zorak is here. If Zorak gets this frag, that would be a really key time, I think, to get the frag potentially. Just because you could potentially get the mega and then get to damage on red before your opponent could get guns, even if you wouldn't pick up the red itself. And Zorak leaves the mega up for so long, but you know, just such a smart route around the map to block Ved off from everywhere he wanted to go, collect both items, monster stack. Surely he's going to be pushing in here. It's just a question of when. Like, he can pick a fight in this red room right now because red's coming up. This would be a great time for Zorak to push and fight. Because even if... Oh, no. Oh, no. Great timing there from Zorak. He knew exactly where Ved was going to be standing. And I guess it's one of those situations where even though Ved picks up the red, Zorak knows that he didn't have much HP, so even with the armor, it wasn't much of a threat. It wasn't much of a questionable fight. Again, red is coming. If Zorak can pick a fight in red room right now, that's perfect because he can get the frag and then get the item. Here comes Ved. I think this is a bit of a misplay. If he gets out alive, it's okay, but I think he's taken too much damage and the frag comes down. And now nothing on the map. Zorak can afford to just, you know, play these guns, deny the shaft, deny the pincer, and make sure that Ved can't make a play on the next rotation of the items just by making sure that these guns are off the table. Zorak, he's got a theory. Ved hasn't shown up there, so Zorak almost misses a jump across to the mega, forced to to take things a little bit more cautiously than he wanted. Has to really charge around there to get into red, actually. Trying to bait Ved onto this red. And here he comes. Oh, it's a disaster. It's exactly what Zorak wants right now. That damage that Ved does, immediately absorbed by that red armor. The damage that Zorak does, absorbed by a yellow, but not as confidently, and Zorak has time to get in for the exit to the yellow. Because, you know, like, Zorak picks up his item first and then has time to actually get to where Ved is going. This is looking harder and harder for Ved to come back from, you know, with a minute on the clock. It's going to be a really rough swing of control. Zorak getting so confident, actually hunting down this yellow before even coming for his red. Yeah, I like that Ved just plays it slow there. He doesn't commit to his yellow too fast, but Zorak gets a sniff of blood in the water, and here comes the attack. Again, able to just push in here. He has so much stack. He doesn't care if he takes a rocket coming through that teleporter. Ved does really well to drop away. Ved's rockets are ridiculous, but it's not enough. We're coming into golden frag. Red armor's going to be up. Zorak going in really, really hard and aggressive. If he gets a good pickup on this red, then he's in a great position to win the game overall. He knows that Ved probably doesn't have both guns yet, right? Or he might have the shaft now. Having just taken that route. Red and Mega are at a fairly similar time. Ved, oh no, this probably isn't where he wants to get caught out. Hits amazing close range rockets. Zorak can't afford to get stuck here. And Ved makes a pretty sick play as he drops away, right? Like, just unexpected damage. Zorak thought that was going to go one way, it really went another. Ved, only just not dead to one pincer shot there. Decides to stick around and hit as much shaft as he can. Puts Zorak back in his place, pretty much even footing here. The first shot in this room is going to have a huge impact on this red, and it's going to go the way of Ved. Ved drops away, unable to deal enough to keep Zorak away from the red. So Zorak with a fairly nice advantage. 10 seconds until this mega. Zorak all the way on the other side of the donut. He's going to have to work his way around here to get in. Oh, there with the pressure, and Ved, everything he wants to take here, just met with this pressure from Zorak. He comes around the corner, and surely... No pickup from Zorak. Ved slips away, absolutely pincerable. Another shot that I think it would have left him on like 5 HP or something, right? Zorak trying to push in here, and it was a matter of time. It was a matter of time. After Zorak got control and got that frag that put us into golden frag, I feel like, it was just too much for Ved to pull back. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. I've recently launched a website, gaming.tommarks.xyz, where you can learn about me, view my event and video schedule, and I've also set up a donation link for people who want to support the show financially. As always, like and subscribe. There's going to be more videos like this, so watch this space, and I'll see you next time.